Back to work, or back to helping, I guess we ought to say. Work, work is planting crops, storing crops, making sure the house maintenance is done, things like that. That's work. Doing what we need to maintain our existence in a loving manner and stuff. So, get back to work. We're not exactly working right now. We're more distracted by trying to correct bullshit so we can really work. And I sat and I watched that stuff, and there was a Hoover fellow who's a scientist, and scientists, people that study things to help be cures and stuff like that, they're not altogether bad people. Okay, a lot of them. There's a if you're humble enough, okay, like Ananiah, Azariah, and Mishael, okay, if you're humble enough to look at things, to do things for the betterment of life and the living, because you want to make sure that people don't, like what Charles Darwin and his daughters would die because of the social constructs of class warfare and elitism and things like that. And that troubled him. He wanted to study nature. His daughters wanted to study nature with him, but they didn't. They weren't equipped to handle it because of the social conventions. If you pamper your daughters and you don't let them go out there, and that's something how to introduce that in, over thousands of years of inefficient immune systems like the Habsburgs and the Romanovs and things like that. So that's something, they had done some things when I first started doing this, and a lot of scientists were doing this. I'm not sure if they were doing it before I started addressing the situations or simultaneously or after. I can't tell you, but with wood ash and bone meal and things, and adapting more things that poor people do to be more healthy in their environment because they get out and work and do what they need to do to live, plant crops, put manure on me rhubarb, manure on me flowers, put manure on your rhubarb. We have cream on ours, just to, quote Benny Hill, right? And Jackie, right? But guys, they had the two other, and the other scientists helped a bit. The one from India, I didn't get his name, but he sat there and he said science was dishonest. It's like, that's not true. Science wasn't dishonest. Science wasn't humble. Science was egotistical. Science was being egocentric in their perspective. Okay, it wasn't dishonest. It was lack of humility and being egocentric in your perspective. Make sure that you verbalize it correctly and check your ego at the door. Right? So, and that's the whole thing. Muhammad explains it in the Quran. It gets corrupted, and it still is pretty understandable. And basically what he said is the symbiotic relationships come together because of natural laws, and then provide what's necessary for the body to have a life, like that one gentleman talked on that atheist video at the library that I watched, on a comfortable planet with beautiful things to learn to be able to love one another, to be able to share life of sacrifice eternally, okay, and share beautiful things, French fries, pizza, ice cream, snuggles, prom night, your honeymoon, just beautiful, beautiful things. And you don't want them to last for life. You don't want them to be beyond eternal, because then you have no regard or respect or appreciation properly for the finite beauty of the moments. And you don't do Going Dutch with Dennis Leary and we need more money for stupidity and all the things you guys do on TV, which, making jokes about our dysfunction because we're denying the apocalypse. Okay. Animal control. This shit's not funny. Okay. But it's the advertising for the sports, which is your gladiator culture. And you guys are definitely psychologically, mentally, and emotionally disabled. Okay, you have brain damage. But the thing about it is that window, okay, for ignorance being an excuse, so that your brain damage is an excuse, is rapidly shutting. Okay. And the things with the little microbe things that are swimming with the 6 legs and the little, they're wonderful little creatures. They're interesting little creatures, but you have lots of little creatures like that in your body and things and stuff like that. You guys understand. So it's one of those things that when you break down things to the most minute detail, some of this you don't want to know, Like it's a lot more fun during sex to look at the clitoris outside and not look inside to where it's pink and into the vagina. That's not as I don't want to see that. It's not as much. So it feels good, but it's not as much fun to look at, right? Boobies are more fun to look at. The butt, the clitoris. But when you go all up inside, it's all pink up in there, and it looks like something from a hospital visit. With you know what I'm saying? That's a little too graphic, right? And so things feel good, and things are inside and outside and everything, and have the certain smells and the tastes and the sensations for a reason, guys. If you delve too deep into the perception of understanding on the physiological breakdowns, you become desensitized, you become less intimate and romantic, and you become more clinical, and then you run around putting hand sanitizer on everything, even your genitalia, before you try to have sex, and then that breaks down the immune system, and then you're Darwin's daughter, because dad was trying to protect his daughter from perverts, right? And so you got to understand how these people are. They are exceedingly limited by their egos, okay? Because they lack the humility of wisdom. And so they're very difficult to deal with. And I've been dealing with them my whole life on a subconscious level, okay? And when they took me to Sierra Vista and started confronting me, then it was a conscious level. Now you got a bunch of, he's a schizophrenic, he's this, oh shit. A schizophrenic, a paranoid schizophrenic, okay? Do I have a military base where I maintain my power and my wealth through technology and money and propaganda for mass murder? Then don't ever call me a paranoid schizophrenic again, because your technology is getting more intelligent because of me and not paranoid schizophrenics like you, okay? Diagnose this, motherfucker. Got your diagnosis moderator. Where's Dick Van Dyke? Okay. The old bamboo, right? And so I do look forward to recovering, and I do look forward to intimacy, affection, and romance. Now, I could sit back and be very, very angry because I was such a virile, athletic, attractive, intelligent, talented person, and I constantly had to repress myself because of constant presences, and not just the scientific community that has linguistics to legally invade your house through invasive, but just by fucking jocks. They're on TV, you're all great. And I said, no, they're not fucking great. Okay, I was better than all those assholes on TV. And they would try to send me to the hospital because they couldn't beat me. And because I wouldn't reciprocate, I just quit. Okay. And the thing about it is, fighting for an award, when I played, okay, I was like what Dick Vitale talks about. I was the guy that with the pass, it leads to the pass, it leads to the pass, it leads to the bucket. Okay? I was the guy that drew 3 people away from the rest of my teammates so my teammates could get assists and buckets all night. Okay. So my stat sheet would read, kind of like Jason Kidd's. He had 6 points. Okay. 6 steals, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Okay, but one teammate scored 30 points, the other teammate scored 20, the other one had 10 assists, the other had 10 assists. That's because Earl, okay, and they had, like the little kid with the curly hair said, when Bud and Jimmy got their steals is because Earl was in the passing lanes, creating the ball to go astray and go right to his teammate. But I don't get the assist. I don't get the steal. They do. Okay. I draw 3 people apart. I pass to Bud. Bud passes to Jimmy. Jimmy passes to Tony. Tony gets the bucket, and Jimmy gets the assist. Okay, and they just stood in place while I drew the defenders off to the corner. Charlie and Ray loved it. Tony and John got to appreciate it too, but the other 2 guards no, because they didn't like their assists and their numbers getting cut down. They wanted to score and shoot and get assist. If anybody else scored, it was because they assisted it. Okay? They were selfish human beings, like these assholes on Ancient Aliens, Declassified. Okay? They want it to all be about them. That's why they see the documentation is it clearly states in Genesis, there is no God but God, and God is not begotten, nor is God begotten. God is an omniscient, omnipotent essence of all existence. It's just a term of endearment we use to apply. But our humble wisdom makes the intellect of our religion superior to any egotistical perception of finite delusions of self. That kicks that whole alien declassified on its ear. Pow! It's right there. And I've been talking, we don't even need to discuss it because we've already discussed it like 1,800 times. You're just not listening. You suck at listening. Katie needs to push the chair over and piss on your counter. And you need to go, okay, take down the baby gate. Okay, thanks. And then tell Pancha, no, I'm not going to beat the 2-year-old because she's listening better and is trying to understand and communicate better than the 40-year-old because he's, stay away from the stove. I don't want you to get burned. I don't want you to get burned. I understand. Take down the baby gate. I'll stay away from the stove. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Because you could hurt yourself climbing over the baby gate and falling on the tile floor. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so, Mgawa, right? Come on, Tantor, Cheetah. Let's go trash in the camp, right? Okay, so you guys got to get your mini and your driver correct. All right? An English accent. Does that make you sound more intelligent? No, just, fuck y'all. Y'all stupid as hell, and you need to all submit to the Lord's Prayer. I'm sick and tired of your bullshit, and I'm going to get your technology to reflect the intelligence and wisdom of faith of the Lord as opposed to the gods or aliens that created us. Guys, symbiotic relationships work because of an infinite essence, okay? Not because of an eternal manipulation of egos. It's not hard, man. Just have some faith, all right? Okay, so I told you, we're going to learn. You going to learn, okay? And, you keep throwing me that ass. I have to kick it. It's like, gosh, damn, I'm getting tired of this shit. But I love children, so I don't feel that tired. Kick that ass, correct that technology. Living good in the hood. Hey, peace past the pizza. All right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I love you very much. Peace.